Okay, in this next section we're going to look at three areas. We're going to look at how we record personal care, movements and activities. So let's log on to the tablet device. There's one thing important to understand is in terms of where you go to record the information, you have a couple of options. One, you can click on where it says record care plan information, and then you can find that particular area that you want to record. So for example, personal care, we could click where it says personal care and that will load the personal care screen. Alternatively, we could load those screens based on what the outstanding tasks are. So we look at our home status screen and we look at resident care tasks and we scroll down the list. If we've got a task in the list that we want to deal with, for example personal care for a particular resident, if we click on that task it will load exactly the same screen again. So there's two ways of getting to the personal care screen. Another way you can do it is if you were to look at it from a resident's point of view. So if we go to record care plan information and we click where it says switch up the top here and we click on that, it will now show us all the residents in our care home with all the current outstanding tasks. So if we were to pick on this lady here, Jean Samuels, it loads up her what's called her care plan summary screen, and you can see the task listed here. And again, if we were to click one of those tasks, say personal care, it will now load again the personal care screen and Jean Samuel's name is selected. So this is how you get to this screen. It doesn't really matter, but all of those different approaches will get you to the screen that you need to record on, and that's the same across all different types of monitoring that we have within care control. Okay, so we are going to discuss personal care and how we can record that on this particular video. So if we do go to record care plan information and we select personal care from our list, we then have a screen that we can choose either one or more than one resident from a list to record personal care for. At the very top of the screen it's select when. It defaults to the nearest time that is appropriate, so it is chosen this morning, but you could change that into this evening or yesterday morning, yesterday evening, and personal care has defaulted on the system to be twice a day as a task. Then we can select the residents that this affects. So if we were to pick the gentleman that we've been adding throughout this demonstration, Mr. Fred Jones, and at the very bottom here we've got to enter some kind of comment. Now we could just select the edit button here and start typing a comment in, or you can select the build button. When you select build, you can actually build a comment yourself. So the first option is select the resident's response. So let's say assistance accepted, and let's say that Fred allowed us to help him brush his hair, choose his clothes and get dressed. Okay. If we select continue, you'll see that it's actually put a comment in the box describing what we just said. However, what we can also do is click build again, and we can say actually the resident refused to allow us to assist clean their teeth. And we click continue. And now if I click the edit button you can see the full comment. It has written all this text for us. Now if I hit save changes, that information has been saved and now Fred has been removed from our list. One important other option you can see on this screen is the View Care Review. As you know, the Care Review is the most important document within the care plan, and on all of these recording screens you'll have an option to link straight through to the Care Review. If I select that option and I select a particular resident, you can see it's telling me how we should help her regarding personal care washing. If I change that, I could change that to personal care dressing, and you get information about personal care dressing. So it's very useful to have that information at your fingertips via the recording screens. One final thing to note is everything you record on the system creates a note. So if I were to go into Jean Samuels' care plan, Fred's care plan, apologies, and I look at the care plan notes that have been recorded, you'll see, if I scroll down to this morning's personal care, entered for Jim, that's Fred's preferred name, following a resident response. and all that comment has been entered in, and you can see the date and time that was entered. So it's a really important thing to understand is everything you record in monitoring also creates a note.